You good to go, yeah?
Yeah, we're good to go.
I'll turn this off now.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Welcome, guys, to the Metaforecast. You are with me, the Metaphorest, and I got a special guest today. This guy is probably like, when it comes to podcasts, so deep. It's like nearly 100 episodes, right?
Yeah. 98.
Okay, I'm only on a few, but yeah, I'm gonna get there.
Definitely, yeah.
So, guys, I want you to welcome onto the podcast Mr. Ayo Fawole. Pronounced it right? Yeah. I got it phonetically spelled here, just so I don't
pronounce it well, buddy.
Fawole, yeah. So, it's kind of mad because obviously, I only know. I think I've seen you at BYB once or twice before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, since then you've been like just with the podcasts. You've interviewed a few poets, and now you've got your own event. Like you're doing so much right now. Like, what's your? Shall I start with how your journey's been? Like, yeah, how have you been, and like, how's your journey so far in this thing?
Journey. It's a beautiful journey.
Yeah.
Like I said, thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you for having me on yours.
It's
we're doing it back to. We're that busy.
Thank you.
It's kind of hard to like do it from this side.
We can still do it.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's just say I knew of you.
Yeah.
Like we haven't met properly, formally. Like we've been in the same event certain times.
Yeah.
I knew of you, knew of your reputation, knew of your energy, felt your energy way before I actually met you.
Okay.
Heard your name before I knew who you was. And I'm saying
you.
your reputation precedes you.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be in your presence and then post talking to you properly and get to know you.
Like
you're a nice guy.
His podcast is a vibe. Go check it out.
You're a
it's
nice guy.
Ayo Fawole TV. I'm gonna have it on the bottom of the screen, as well. But I mean, yeah,
Told he's a nice guy. Nice guy.
I actually wanted to like, obviously, for the people, who is Mr. Ayo Fawole, and like, what are you about as a, like, what's your mission statement for your platform? Like,
cool. So what I'm gonna do, because you know I never asked the first question you asked me.
Oh yeah,
but
sorry,
you asked me another. That's my fault. Because I go off on a tangent.
Well, I go off on a tangent all the time.
So when it comes to that kind of stuff, like, and I know I'm supposed to have one.
Yeah.
And I know it's supposed to be a definite formula and plan. However, my thing is it's not clean cut. My desire, my goals, my aspirations are to be nice to other human beings, to enjoy other people's company, to enhance other people's lives, and to have my life enhanced by other people.
Okay.
Like I've been down so many dark roads, and you'll find out in my 100th podcast, because I get interviewed.
Yeah.
Like as the other people in life probably as well, that there's so much darkness in this world.
Yeah.
There's so much negativity. There's so many different nooks and crannies and cracks you can fall into as a human being. Self-manifested, self-made, and others are made by others as well.
Yeah.
My main thing for this is to create a place where when you go there, you can plug in, download, upload good energy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or like stuff that will help you through your life.
Yeah.
You can take a bit of my essence, I like, if you know me, I'm always like, people meet me, I'm full on.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I'm full on because I prefer to be light than dark.
Okay.
And it's almost like
all encompassing, like as a person. Like there's a range to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Pardon?
Yeah. There's like a range. Like you're not just one thing. You're up and down.
Definitely. I mean, I get depressed. I get upset. I get down. But over my years, my extensive 40+ years, I've learned that it's okay to be depressed. It's okay to get down. Certain things do happen.
Yeah.
But you're also in control of how you react to it. Like on the internet, there's a lot of people say it's not what you do, it's how you react, and it's so true.
Yeah.
But you're in control of how you react to it. So I'm trying to find an inner peace and a serenity, and I can't do that unless I have a symbiotic relationship with other human beings.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, this is like the world is like I feel like we're in a fire. I'm a coal.
Okay.
Like how the coal and the fire next to everyone goes.
Yeah.
I've been kicked out the fire so many times,
Really?
like by myself.
Okay.
alcohol, drugs, lifestyle, whatever. And I've been out in the cold. I don't like it out there.
Okay.
I like it here when I'm talking to good people like you or people like on my events. Yeah, the energy. I love sharing and receiving it. That's it. That's what I want for my platform is. I want to help people. Okay. I want people to feel comfortable to approach me and ask me for help, whether you know me or not. I want you to be able to learn something from what I'm bringing out or putting out there, and I want people to find themselves in the world, like ask themselves questions and not be ashamed, like, because there's nothing to be ashamed of, no matter how dark or bad it gets. I don't think there's nothing to be ashamed of. Like, things get fucked up, but it's like you've got the power to do certain things. It's like, it's just life's so hard, you know? We can make it a bit easier for us. And if I can make your life easier, like I take from people, they don't even know what I'm taking from them. So that's what my platform is about.
Yeah, that's sick. I think it reminds me of a saying. I can't remember where I got it. I don't know if you guys can hear me. There's a saying where, like, if you want to go somewhere fast, go by yourself. If you want to go somewhere far, go with a tribe. And I think the community is something that's really important. And it's important to, not the speed in which, but how far you go. You know what I mean? And that's a deep thing, and I like that you've built your platform on that kind of premise. You know because it's similar to what everyone is trying to do in the scene, where like we're always trying to sustain each other and heal each other, but also like support each other as well, and to have spaces where people can feel like they can be creatively themselves.
Like, it's important. It's so important. Going back to the first question you asked me. What's my journey been? Yeah,
how's your journey been? Yeah,
it's ongoing. Yeah, it's been a revelation. It's been refreshing. It's been frustrating. It's been enlightening. It's been uplifting. It's just so many different things because you got, like, we talk about poetry, right?
Yeah.
You've got.
Or just like creatively, like
just creatively,
being creative. Like.
It's just the realization of who you are and what you're capable of doing. Is on the one part. Like, and there's been times when I've had imposter syndrome and not believed in myself. Do you know?
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. So it's just meeting the imposter. Like, I see it like Star Wars. You watch Star Wars?
Yeah, I watched it a bit. I know the characters and stuff. I don't know like the overall story.
Yeah. The original Star Wars is a bit where Luke goes into the forest and he's got to face himself. So he faces Darth Vader, but Darth Vader, when he cuts a finger off, it's himself. He's fighting you. We only fight ourselves in this life.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Do you know? And it's realizing that I can beat myself. That I'm only fighting myself. And when I fight this battle that I'm having. Luke had it, you have it, everyone fucking has it. Every human being has it. Some people are honest with it, some people can beat it, some people are getting beaten by it. It's so many different like connotations to it. Yeah. But understanding that and then coming into an arena or a realm where other people like yourself and other poets are showing their journey or their vulnerability, and there's times I can identify with them or I could show them my stuff and not feel okay. It's just crazy. I'm glad that you're interviewing me so I can babble on.
You know, no, for sure.
Sometimes when you tell people something, they've got an opinion. Like, oh, no, we should have done this. Oh, well, if we'd done that, I don't want a fucking opinion. Sorry for swearing in your podcast.
No, you can swear.
I don't want an opinion.
Some people say
like, it's so, like, when you go to a poetry event and when you do poetry, on my journey as a poet, I can speak my truths. I can say stuff that is so deep and personal without worrying about someone having a rebuttal or an opinion about it. And it gives me the freedom for that. And more often than not, anyone in those events come back with positivity or encouragement. Yeah. Do you know? Or like they identify with what you're doing. So there's that energy you get from that. So this journey is just like, it's like any journey you see in Lord of the Rings or any pilgrimage like that Jesus took and anything that you could see where someone goes along a journey and they learn about themselves and they're learning stuff and you meet people along the way like yourself. Like there's a lot of names we're going to name out like when we talk about the scene. But people that are on the scene and then people that are new to the scene, it's like it gives me the reason for life. Like I said, I've seen dark stuff. This is all light. Yeah. So it gives me the power to go on, you know? Yeah.
I get that from a lot of people who I find in the poetry scene who've been through a lot of things, and their poetry journey starts with just, you know, being inspired and then obviously wanting to create a change and then also, you know, forge a way or path for themselves. So if you're comfortable with it, like just what in terms of like, you know, life before poetry, how was it hard? What kind of obstacles have you had to overcome in your life?
Life before poetry was, if I can remember, because it's been ongoing since I was a youth, but life before using it properly was a lot of, let's say, depression, reactive behaviour, like doing stuff, whether it was sex, alcohol, going out, trying to distract yourself from your life, for addressing certain things, you know, like facing yourself, facing fears. It was a lot of avoidance. It was a lot of insecurity, uncertainty. It was, you know, like I said, you do things that you're trying to fill a void. It's like putting a tap on with the plug open. It's never gonna fill the sink. You're never gonna fulfill yourself. There's a lot of that stuff. And then so that was before poetry, but poetry is like me putting a plug in the sink and almost sitting. Sometimes the water coming out the pipe was disgustingly dirty. It's undrinkable. But at least I could see now, okay, that's undrinkable. So pull that plug out, turn that tap off, or filter the pipe. And then, do you know, like,
I like that.
Poetry's, so.
There's a filter to it. Like, you said, like, take the gun, like, the water was dirty.
Disgusting. It was dirty. It was muggy. But I didn't know it was muggy water. So even though, so the muggy water's going through, but it's going through the bottom, it's going into the sink.
Oh, okay.
I get what I'm saying? But because I've stopped it now, I can see the water's muggy. So not only am I not able to hold the stuff, but what I'm trying to hold is contaminated anyway. So I needed to refine that. I need to put another filter on the tap. But I've learned this as I've gone on. Like, I thought I was getting water. I wasn't getting water. It was so dark. It was so, you know, like I said, the cold, it was cold. I felt like I was on my own. Although I had friends and loved ones, they didn't understand me.
Yeah, I get you.
Do you understand? They couldn't listen. They didn't want to listen. It was like I cried out. I've cried out so much.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Start crying on your show, I better not. But I've cried out so much. I don't want to.
Okay.
But I've cried out so much.
Yeah.
And there was no one really listening. Because you're talking to people, but they're like, nah, you're right. You're strong. You got this. You're this.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to tell you something.
Yeah.
Do you know?
They kind of like you like kind of like give you those platitudes where like, oh, just like, you'll be fine. You'll be
right.
Like,
it's life. I'm not. I'm actually asking for something.
Yeah.
So please, all right. You know, and then you just go back, and it's for all you've tried to get it out and tried to tell someone, they don't want to listen. So when I do post poetry, if I go on and do a piece now, and it's like this, I've got loads of pieces, but you see my energy just changed as well. I go to do a piece now, and I hear a click, or I can see something in someone's eyes and they get it, or even I can exhale, because poetry is me exhaling.
Okay.
The negative stuff or the stuff I need to exhale. When I can exhale, and it's inhaled by other people, and then regurgitating, like they come and they'll say, some people don't even say anything. Some people say,
No, I was going to say, there's something you said in your podcast about you don't want people to click or clap, or you just want people to listen. Like something and I feel the same way. I think if you're clicking, you're not listening, because I'd rather you listen, take it in, rather than just feel like you need to click where you hear something that's sick. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather people listen to the piece, and stuff, and then come up to me later saying, that means more to me.
And it's something that you said to me, like, you don't rate it when you're writing for clicks. You're writing for certain things, and that's the thing. You don't write for clicks. You write so you can be heard. So I appreciate and I understand and I respect every poet out there for whatever reason they're doing poetry for. But like I said, I prefer people listen to everything, because it's almost like I'm bearing my soul. I get upset if I'm in an event and a poet's on the stage and people ain't listening. It maddens me. And I'm like, we fuck. I'll be on to them.
Why people talking?
Don't. You want to talk? Go outside. Do you know what I'm saying?
Go
do your thing, or just shut the fuck up. So please, let me listen. Let's absorb this, because it's important. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like that. It's just, I think it's so underrated. Even though the past, since lockdown, it's been coming through more. It's so underrated. It's so fundamental to everybody's life. It's such a connective tissue for each human being.
Beings,
it's just
So what's it like growing up? Like, I mean, what part of London are you from?
North London.
North, okay.
Yeah, born and raised in Holloway, mate.
Holloway, okay, because I was just trying to figure out what part of London you're from, because like there's a bit of a geezer in you, so I was like, maybe like south or east.
Yeah. I was just yeah. I mean, I've lived north, south, east, and west.
Okay,
I've lived in America as well.
Yeah,
but,
you said Chicago, right?
Yeah, Chicago. Yeah, I was there for 5 years. But I think the time I came up. The time I came up, that's what it was. It was even north, south, east, west. It's like the things I identified with, the things on TV, the English culture. I mean, I'm an Anglo-African. It's just what I've gravitated towards. I don't call it British culture, even though it's British culture. It's my culture.
Yeah,
this is our culture.
Of cultures in London, all interacting, mixing, and that's become like the environment you've grown up in.
Yeah, I mean? And that's why London is such a beautiful place, because you have such diversity. Yeah. Like if I could say I may have been guilty at maybe one time or something, maybe being prejudiced at certain times. Yeah, but I don't understand the racism, because I've only seen human beings. I'm not trying to advocate myself, either with sexuality or creed or culture. I only see human beings, bro. Yeah. And it's only until you fuck that up that it's a mess. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think that's from being born and raised in London and the part of London that I lived in. It's given me those glasses, the lens to see the world like that. And it just makes my life so much easier and so beautiful. Cause I respect people until they disrespect me. Do you know what I mean?
That makes sense, yeah. Because when you're in a place like London, what I appreciate about London is that because it's so diverse, you become open-minded a little bit more quickly than like if you're like in the country or something where like you see a few people and you don't get a chance to interact with them. Like when you're in school and you've got so many cultures, like you get to learn as a child, and from early, like you just have an appreciation for other cultures, and also like how other people see things as well. And it's the same like when you grow up and then you meet other people from different walks of life, and poetry has so many people from different walks of life, like, and it really is like the essence of a diverse community. Okay, so what was your first poetry event you went to?
Okay, the first poetry event I ever went to, or you mean like,
or when you started this journey, event. Maybe.
All right, so my poetry journey started years ago.
Okay.
Years ago, and it wasn't. And I believe this gentleman still runs a poetry event. He runs a poetry event with the artist Terrell.
Terrell. Oh, Terrell.
But it's not Terrell. It's his business partner, Kojo.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you know Kojo.
No, the comedy. Oh, as in the comedian.
Comedian, yeah. But he used to he was innovative. Big up yourself, Kojo. He was innovative back in the day, like with his crew, DJ Long and a few other people. They were putting on events like back in the day when I was young. Yeah. And they would put on like comedy events, like parties, raves and stuff. But not too much unlike yourself. They had a nice community, and he was gracious enough to let me grace his stage, or he was nice enough to let me grace his stage. Yeah. And at the time, I was doing all sorts of in sundry, like with my life. However, I had the capacity to write poetry. Yeah. And it was just a conversation with him, and him giving the opportunity to perform on his stage, which we used to frequent like just as patrons anyway. And I got to do poetry there, and it's when I had to remember it and then go on and perform it, 'cause I've always been an actor. Yeah. Like that was just like, and then doing it, a lot of people will see me and they think, they make their preconceived ideas. They've got no clue what's going to come out of my mouth. And it was even worse back then. Yeah. So when I went on and I done my thing, it was like, I really enjoyed it. It was cliche. I think I spoke about sex. Okay. And there's a poem that I wrote that I performed there that I still perform up to today. Okay. Which was called My First Love. So that was I wrote it for that. So yeah, big up Kojo, big up Kojo's Comedy Club. But he's doing Barnyard now with Terrell. Okay. So he's part of that Barnyard crew that do Barnyard. So he still does events and stuff. Big yourself up. Good guy, man.
But you said like the poem that you do now, like is that your signature piece? Is that what people know you for, that poem? Or is that just
do you know what, right? I've been so guilty, and only now over the past few months I've realised I don't have to be. I've been guilty of always wanting to do a new piece. Okay, so I've almost every time I performed, I've had a new piece within my set if the whole set wasn't new. Okay. So I've got like, I don't know, so many sets in my head, and only now I'm getting signature like pieces that I like to perform, and I'm trying to like I'm learning. Arcadia's taught me that. Big Scoop taught me that. Noor taught me that. What's this guy? Poet RS. Excuse me. Poet RS taught me that you can have a piece, and like you said, it's your signature piece, and just because you've done it 100 times, it's always new to the people you're doing it to.
Okay.
And it can still be new to you too.
If you change up things, or if
you're doing it to new people.
Yeah. Okay.
So, you know, sometimes have you ever been in a room and you do a poem and you sometimes like when you expect clicks in a certain place, but you don't get no clicks. You expect laughs in a certain place, you don't get laughs. You've got lines that resonate for you. You've got punchlines, but doesn't mean that everyone's going to feel those punchlines. And
our crowd is different.
Yeah, and sometimes people are different, so they may fit. They be like, "Oh my god, oh yeah," but you get this. Because they're engrossed, do you know what I mean?
No,
so what's going on inside? But you don't know. But you don't get it. So, and if your thing is based upon that, you don't get it. You're like, but why are you laughing? And it can throw you.
Yeah, and it does. Yeah, it does.
Sometimes you go in like with a Bernie Mac thing, like, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. And you just do your stuff.
R.I.P. Bernie Mac, man.
Yeah, R.I.P. Bernie Mac for real. So
King comedy.
So I mean, for as pieces go, I have. If I was to say signature pieces, I've got 2 that have come from 20 years ago, and if still now when I perform them, they still work, they still bang.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'd call them signature pieces because they still bang, they're still relevant. But yeah, I just change all the time, meta. I change all the time, and it's just like I like to have 2 or 3 sets. So when I go in, I like to fill the room as well.
Okay, I understand.
And I'll literally do for the room. Yeah.
So you kind of DJ your own poems and kind of go with the vibe. Okay. Now, I kind of do that sometimes. Sometimes I come with a set, like I know I'm doing one piece, but the other pieces depend on how the energy is, and then I'll do a certain piece.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, I think, have you ever been in an event where like there's all the poets seem to be doing this one type of poem or like one type of theme or subject, and then because of that I'll go the other direction.
Of course.
Yeah. Just change it up, because obviously if they'll start to blur together because the audience is like, it's the same theme.
Chips, mashed potatoes, and boiled potatoes as well.
Like throwing a red bean or something, or like throwing a corn, or like
exactly.
Season it up a little bit. So just change it up. Yeah, I understand that. That's sick.
Come on.
I wanted to divulge into go into your acting background, because you got actor on your bio, and I was like, what's your background in acting like? Like, because obviously there's a few poets that do acting, and obviously that's why they're so sick at performing. Yeah. Like, how did you find your way into acting, and how does that inform your poetry? Like, how you perform poetry?
So I've acted since I was like, I've always been an actor since I was a kid. Yeah. But I've acted since I was a child. I think the first acting I did was in primary school. I remember the song. I remember the play. I played Henry VIII. Life imitating art, definitely. So I've acted for some time. So I've done a lot of theatre. I've done everything. I've done like theatre, film, TV, TIE, performing in the streets as well, like, and just like improvisation stuff. Okay. But so I kind of said to myself as an actor, is what I wanted to do. I studied access to media when I was younger. Then I done a course in dance. So I've done contemporary dance, jazz, Afro-Caribbean, and street dancing. I performed a lot of dancing on stage when I was younger in my teens, like street dancing crews, like you see, like Flawless. I used to do that back in the day. I've always been an extrovert, so I've always wanted to just kind of like, I like attention, but like we said before, I don't like too much. Like, I like the attention, but don't want like, hey, I just want to perform. Wrong attention. Yeah, I don't want the wrong attention. I like to perform and not get the applause. I get embarrassed when it gets the applause and stuff like that. Yeah. But I love the attention of the lights and all that, and showing off and really like doing all that. So I went to Anna Shear's. Don't know if you know Anna Shear Theatre School. No. Went to Anna Shear Theatre School. Decided to do that when I was younger. I put myself in there. I've done the Hackney Empire.
Sick. That's a nice spot.
Soho. What's that place in Croydon? Fairfield Hall. Okay. I've done loads of theatre. Done a couple films, maybe about 6 films.
What films have you been in?
They're all independents. Okay, cool. Say My Name, Melvin the Chronicles of a Player, David is Dying, Bollywood Queen, that was with James McAvoy.
Okay.
That was my first kind of like thing. I was in there for like all of 3 minutes, but I was on screen with James McAvoy, which is
good.
He's a nice guy as well. Really nice guy. Really nice.
Professor
fella.
X, he played Professor X.
Yeah. Among other things. Yeah. I said Melvin the Chronicles of a Player, didn't I? Ragtag. Done about 5 to 6 films. But I've always been the kind of person I am, but I think I was dropped into the wrong place. I dropped into the wrong pot. And like for all of that, me being dropped into the wrong place and the wrong pot of being on the wrong side of the fence of the laws or whatever, I still gravitated towards the arts. I'm an artist, isn't it? Yeah. So acting was one thing, and then the poetry is just an extension of that. But yeah, I've just done so much stuff. I've worked with Lenny Henry, Joan Collins, done loads of TV work. My catalogue's nice. I can look back at my catalogue and say, yeah, all right. Yeah. But I'm a performer. Yeah. I'm a performer. I like people's energy. I love energy. I like making people happy as well. That goes hand in hand with what I was saying before. Yeah. But yeah. I've been performing, but then it got to a point where I'm on stage in November actually doing a play called Over the Hedge with a director of a film that I've been in. So that's coming up.
Well, say November.
This year, November 2023.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's at Fairfield Hall, but you'll see flies.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, make sure to send it.
I will. I started off in theatre.
Yeah.
Then I moved on to extra work to find out about TV. Then I've done some TV work, EastEnders, The Bill, Holby City, all them kind of programs. Then I moved into film. Yeah. And I've done like about 4 or 5 films. I haven't created any of my own films yet. Are you planning to? Would you ever do that? Like, would you ever? I would love to. I just get the right team though. Cool. I'm writing.
You got a wizard though. You got a wizard.
Yeah, the wizard's just one part of the team, man. We need a whole village.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
We need a whole village. The wizard is great. We need a whole village though. We need a whole village, man. That's just been my kind of acting thing. I think poetry was also an extension of my acting career because I knew I could. I write like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about something and something like will come out of me like. Yeah. I love films, right? Have you seen the Transformers when what's name's like that? And it starts writing.
I've seen the first one. The other ones I've like seen clips of.
Okay, no. I love film. I'm a film buff.
I actually watched I watched the Mission Impossible the other day.
The new one.
Yeah, the new one.
You seen all the others though?
Yeah, I've seen the others. Like my brother had to binge because my brother's the type to if he's gonna watch the new one, he has to watch all the others.
Yeah.
So I had a little marathon like this like the week before. So
nice.
Yeah, but it's sick though. It's sick.
So that was it for me. Yeah. Sorry, I'm glad you said that because that was it for me. It was watching a film when I was younger and wanting to be what I saw in the films when I was younger, wanting to live that life because like it's mystical, it's different. It's
there's
you're the hero. I wanted to be the hero, or like the not the heroine, but the guy who gets the girl. Or the guy
protagonist.
The protagonist, or the guy who just makes it feel like James Bond. I come up in the 80s where movie stars were what you saw,
like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester
all of that. Arnold
Stallone,
Schwarzenegger, first of Stallone,
Jean-Claude
Van Damme.
Oh, Wesley Snipes is sick.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes.
I was just watching Blade the other day.
Come on, you got Sidney Poitier, James Cagney, because I'm old. James Cagney, Lawrence Fishburne, Christopher Walken. Denzel was back then, but
Denzel's still doing it. He's doing Equalizer 3.
Clint Eastwood, good. I'm happy for that.
Yeah, he's sick. I love the Equalizer movies.
There was like, you're talking like the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
You're talking like any which way you can. Go on.
No, I was just saying like that's
Goonies.
That's a phase in Hollywood that like those are classics. Like that's an era.
The 80s where you believed in the hero. You wanted the hero to win, and the hero won and what. But
just a bit more fantastical.
Yeah, it was. I'm a sucker for fantasy.
Yeah.
I want to live the dream. I love Hook.
Hook is sick.
I absolutely love Hook.
Bangarang.
I love Hook. I love it. I love that guy as well. Robin Williams.
Oh yeah, big up.
Jim Carrey's good. There's so many actors out there that really kind of like. You know, I want to say they helped me through life. And even I watched films over the weekend. That distraction that sometimes what the Colosseums used to give to people. That distraction, I want that distraction. I'm from the old school. I don't mind. Sometimes I get caught up in this whole flicking.
Yeah, you're on your phone.
But I'm aware that I'm not. It's just like it just feels different to me. It's just like, I know I'm on it and I know I'm absorbing shit and
it's a different type of escapism.
Yeah.
I think that is proper, like real, like authentic escapism. Whereas this is like not this. It's not. It doesn't really feed you anything.
Yeah, and it's some really dark stuff on there. Well, when I watched, there's a film called The Gridiron Gang with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Is that the football one? Yeah.
You seen it?
I think I've seen it once, but I can't remember.
But I've had my heart like that. Yeah. I was like, oh.
Was that? Yeah.
They're all there. It's like a boys' ball stool, and they teach them how to train. But it's just some of the characters identify with
life
the characters.
Lessons as well.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, it's like that.
Bruv, Remember the Titans is sick, and that one's to do with racism as well.
Yeah, stuff like that. And when you can put stuff on, and you're fully engrossed, you can identify characters. It just it takes me somewhere.
Yeah,
I want to be taken somewhere because there's so much going on in here anyway.
Yeah, you want to.
Yeah, just take me away. Take me away, please. Don't take me away and keep me away. Just take me away for an hour or so, and let me engross myself and identify. Yeah.
So, is there a movie that did that specifically for you, or just movies in general?
Oh, there was so many. I think that the Indiana Jones trilogy.
Okay.
Forget the Crystal Skull. The Indiana Jones trilogy, definitely.
Yeah, I understand that.
All the Goodfellas movies, like the Godfather, the Goodfellas movies took me away.
Okay, I haven't watched the Godfather. I've watched Goodfellas though.
Aliens, the Alien the Alien Quadrophenia, whatever you call the four Alien movies. Yeah. Like they did it for me.
That's it.
Pitch Black. The Riddick thing did it for me. There's so many what other ones? James Bond, I was in it, but there's other fantasy ones like what can I say?
Like Harry Potter and all that.
Love Harry Potter. But I'm talking even before Harry Potter.
Back and then.
When you put it on now, you'd be like, how the hell was I deceived by this? This is terrible camera work.
I remember like Demolition Man with like.
Yeah, of course I love Demolition Man. Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes, yeah. Like Wesley Snipes is like they need to like do a whole new, because they did something on Netflix about Arnold. They need to do one on
Wesley.
Wesley.
But even Stallone. There was just some movies back in the even Chitty Bang Bang. You heard of Chitty Bang Bang? Chitty Bang Bang. Chitty Bang Bang, we love you. All that corny stuff.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
I know that whole song, even all of that
even
stuff.
Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Yeah,
Portobello Road.
Come on.
Yeah,
Oliver Twist.
Yeah. The original Oliver Twist, with the black and white with the yeah. That's it.
Bugsy Malone, bro.
Oh,
Bugsy Malone, bro. Because as a child, I could identify with that as a child.
Yeah.
And they really hammed up, and it was just so good.
Yeah.
And I could get taken away into that. And then I think I came from a single parent family.
Yeah.
So being able to dream and live through your party, like to TV, and just like fantasize and stuff. I think I really was allowed to experience or to explore my mind in that sense, because we never had much money and stuff like that. It is what it is, but there were financial constraints, and like there was no dad around, and there was no certain things that happened. But I could be whatever I wanted to be on the TV. I could be white, Indian, fucking strong, fly, whatever. I could be anything. I identify with Mowgli. I think that's the first film I went to the cinema to watch, the Jungle Book. The first film I went to the cinema to watch with my mum and dad. I remember that still now.
The Disney one,
Disney one. I remember just sitting there and like being so happy because my dad wasn't around, but him coming and us sharing that when I was a kid. I can't have been more than fucking 7. But I remember being able to get whatever chocolate I wanted and whatever confection I wanted, and being so happy they were sitting either side of me. Like I never had that. Like I had it all at once or twice, but I remember that, like be able to sit with both of them right there, and then me being, I probably wasn't the center of attention. They probably did like whatever, but I felt like the center of attention. I felt like it was for me, and it was. And then I remember the Jungle Book, and that has got an integral part in my life. Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book, but the Disney connotation of it has got an integral part in my life because of that. Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah, there's something about, I was talking to Jody on my podcast about, he's an actor, about how movies were a thing for him. That's how he learned about life and moral life lessons and stuff like that. There's a lot to, and there's something about movies and now TV's getting good that just taps into your imagination. Like you get to be childlike again. You get to imagine. You get to dream. You get to feel things, because obviously in certain situations you wouldn't be in. but like in those films you are in, like there's life and death, there's stakes. You know, that's what's beautiful about.
But you don't have to die. You could you could experience it without having.
You know the funniest thing, when I was younger, when I used to watch movies, I thought people that died in movies actually died.
Oh wow!
In real life. Like you played a role, but you get paid to die. I didn't know people came back. I was just like, right, like why do people actually like get to be actors to die? Like I actually thought people died in real life in movies. I don't know why, but it's just a random thing. But yeah, that's beautiful, man. So yeah, like now that you've got your acting chops and now you're performing, like what's your process in terms of like, you know, performing a piece, like, or learning it? Like you were asking me last time in your podcast, like what is your process in terms of learning a piece? And
since a very young age, even though I've contaminated it over the years, I've quite a good memory.
Okay.
Quite a relatively, I used to have a photographic memory. I have quite a good memory. I can remember, like I used to remember loads of lines from films. I still remember lines from films, but I remember like if I've done certain parts, I remember the first like song I'd done. I mean, first time I performed the song from the first play I'd done. Yeah. So I retain certain kinds of information. So if I want to retain it, if I do it enough times, I retain it. Then if I rehearse it, it's even better for me. But I am a lazy mofo, so I need someone to say that I'm actually gonna be doing something for me to do something. So I've got so much stuff here, but I won't start rehearsing. So you say next week we're gonna show. I'm like, oh shit, and I'll start thinking it, but I'll do it. Every day. So like I'll do it at the bus stop. I'll do it when I'm in the bath. I'll do it when I'm sleeping. I'll try and remember certain things. I'll count my beads and do it. I'll be walking. I'll be bored. What are you going to do? Do a poem. You know what I mean? Recite it, because the better I know it, the more I can do with it. I've learned that.
You can play with it. Like
you spoke about Mosh.
Yeah, Mosh, yeah.
Mosh can sit down and read, I can't sit down and read because I've got ants in my pants. Not that it's a skill, like, it's like if I sat down and read, my mind will wander kind of thing. But when I'm like, and when I wonder, my wonders will come in the form of maybe imposter syndrome or whatever, or why they laughing. But wonders. But once I'm in it, like even how I'm talking now, when I'm in it, I'm in it. And once I'm in it, I just do whatever, and it's just I will do. So I've learned to be off pace, and my process is I need a target. So I've got stuff written in here for all different things. Like I've got stuff for but I need a target. So the target would be the event I've got to do. Then put out to the audience. Then I need a timeline. And once I've got a timeline, I'm like, okay, yeah. Then now it's like I have to have a conversation with myself. Why did I write this stuff? What did I write it for? Did I write it for it to stay in the phone? Did I write it for it not to be performed? Did I write it to perform it? Fine. So now learn it. Then now, what are you trying to do with it when you get there? And I swear to God, all I ever want to do is be heard. Like, and then help. All I want to do is be heard and then help. You know, like you can hear what I've said, and maybe you can understand that you was going through exactly the same thing I was going through, and you're in capacity of the tools you need to solve this, to get through this. That's all. That's my only objective with my poetry. I swear to God, hand on heart, that's all I care about. Sharing what I've got inside me and potentially helping someone else, or someone come and say, you know what, I identify with that. And not like, hey, just quietly, just like identify with it. And even coming to me for more help. I love people coming to me, and I want to help people. I swear to God, that gives me a reason for living, bro. I want to make sure, because like, over the years, like, and this is a note to you poets out there, over the years, I've gone on stage and I've pissed away my time. I don't want to piss away my time. I want to give the poem the right energy. That goes back to you saying about being possessed. I want to be possessed by my poetry to the point where I can give it to you how I wrote in the first place. And I want to be so possessed by my poetry that I'm nonchalant to whatever your energy is. Exactly. Like, not in a negative way, in a positive way.
Yeah, you're just in the moment.
Yeah,
just in it. Like,
so I want to peacock like a mofo. I want to peacock. I want to spread it all out. I want to show you, and it's not for me to spread it all out. Say, hey, Ayo, you look great. I want to spread it all out just so you can see what you could do. You can see what I've made, because what I've made is nice. Like, I don't go on.
Exactly. No, I was gonna say, like, you know, like when we call poems pieces, they are like art pieces. like they're there to be on display. They're meant to be seen.
Yeah.
So that's why when we say that that's that piece, or like this is a piece, like that literally is because it's a piece of art.
Yeah.
So I get you. Yeah.
Seen, heard, and felt. Green Mile. You seen the Green Mile, right?
With the guy that played
Duncan Clark.
Duncan Clark. Yeah,
something Clark Duncan or Duncan Clark.
Yeah.
So this when he sucks stuff out of people,
he takes it on,
and it comes out of him.
Yeah.
That's poetry to me.
Okay, yeah. That's why you used that inhale analogy from before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're exhaling the negativity within inside you, but in an artistic form, in a form where people can see it and you can share with them, and it's just you can see the thing, and even if it's like within that film, like he takes a cancer out the guy's balls, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
You know, he grabs Tom Hanks by the nuts.
Yeah,
Tom Hanks got something wrong with his nuts, innit?
Yeah.
He's like, Tom Hanks like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then Tom Hanks when he takes it off and he releases it out of his mouth, Tom Hanks is like, rah. He realizes, and I'm not telling people to go and grab people's balls and all that, but sometimes that connection.
Yeah,
is all we need as human beings. That concern for what the other person's feeling and what that like, hey, can I help you? Hey, can I do this? And it helps so much.
It's almost like spiritual Reiki. You're kind of like going with your words. You're getting into people. Yeah, drawing something out. Yeah. I like that.
Do you mind if I give you a piece now?
Yeah. We'll go into it. Yeah.
Cool. Now you let me know when I can.
Go. Yeah, let's go.
You
with
sure?
The flow. Yeah. Come on. We can sprinkle it around, innit? We can
all right, cool. I like that. Let's sprinkle for that. So.
Yeah.
It goes
I'm
like
here to like match your energy, man. Yeah.
God bless you.
Yeah, so
Meta in the house.
Meta in the house.
Come on, yeah.
Ayo.
Come on, Machi.
Fawole.
So
go for it.
Basically, as I said to you before on the other one, you're gonna be able to, guys at home, you have to see the podcast that I did with Meta on my platform, and then I'm doing his platform now. I said to you, my first poem that inspired me was "If" by Rudyard Kipling.
Yeah.
So I wrote this poem not knowing until, like, and I wrote this poem, I don't know how long I wrote the poem. Like, it took me, after a year, maybe 2 years of writing the poem, that I realised that it was my thing to if. So it was subconscious. I swear to God, when you hear it, you're going to think, right, you wrote it for that. But I didn't. But it's just now when I listen to it, it's my ode to it. It's mad. It's mad. It goes like this, and it's called "If." The first one's "If" as well, like that's what. Anyway,
I'll close my eyes for this one, like you did.
God bless your cotton socks. So it goes: if falling down is an accident, laying down is a choice. You need to shut the fuck up with all that self-pity. Nah, speak up, talk. I want to hear your voice. We all face challenges. Challenge them. Make a disadvantage an advantage. Fight and live. Or die slowly. Choice is yours. Fuck knocking. I'm kicking down doors. Go for it. You'll end up with more. If you listen closely, you not only hear, but you'll know the score. There are ones that like to see you down. They smile when you frown. It's a movie. It's a book. It's a song. You have to steal your happiness. Be a crook, a king or a queen, not a pawn. Have a plan. Don't be part of someone else's. Know what your worth is. Take the bull by the horns. Don't let it ruin your china shop. Hold the rose at the top. Avoid the thorns. Let the glass be half full instead of half empty. There's no shame in falling. As a kid, we fall plenty. Never stay down. Be like a kid. Treat the world as your playground. Pull back the curtains. Take a look. If falling down is an accident, laying down is a choice. Choose to win, not lose. Write a book. Let the world hear your voice. Hold on for the ride. Claim first place and take your prize. Start so early that you surprise. Simply remember, you're amazing. You're fantastic. You're resilient and strong. If falling down is an accident, laying down is a choice. So don't stay down too long. That's me. Yeah.
Wow. So there's a certain like meter or pace that you put to that. I don't know if that's just like how you speak or anyway, or like you intentionally wrote with that kind of flow, and then just the way your voice, you've got an interesting voice, which makes it so like I think you need to do more audio projects or something, because like it's something I can imagine, like, you know, like when you used to watch when you were a kid, like The Snowman or something, even though there's no words or it's just music. But like, what, like I can imagine that being like a piece for children as well.
Descriptively, yeah.
Yeah, like, and then just having your voice over it and there being a cartoon or an animation that kind of shows you like, oh, get up. But the poem is about agency, innit? And just like, you know, you choose, you know, you make those decisions, like it's a choice. So yeah, I really love that.
If through my eyes and my perspective, I can help someone else out or they can identify with this stuff, that's what the poetry is to me. It's like, I'm on this journey, right? And then, so when I talk, it's not, I don't want to show you, like, not to be a dickhead. I could do like, and the night was dark and the dark was deeper than I ever thought it could be, because it was me, was it you? How did we see? Can we get through? Who can we be in this world? How do we know? Is it a pearl in an oyster, or is it an oyster card to get somewhere? And that was just head top. I just chatted shit.
Yeah,
I just chatted shit.
But that flows, man.
Yeah, but I don't want to be that guy. Like, I'm not in a bad way. Like, God bless to everyone, but I want to be like, okay, so I've got another piece, yeah? And it's just about, it's like, it goes like, it's not very long. It goes, I wake every day wondering, will today be better than my last? What challenges must I pass? Which way does time go? Slow or fast? Sun comes up, then goes down. Babies laugh, old folks frown. Do you know it?
Yeah.
The world keeps on spinning round and round. Losers winning, winners losing. It's what you're choosing. Feel it? I see it oozing from your pores. Negative energy, your own worst enemies. Life, live. Breathe, give. Death, silence. Negativity is self-violence. Innovate, initiate, cultivate constructive collaborations. Feel good vibrations. Allowing amazing affiliations. Seize the day. I wonder what my day will be like daily. Wondering changes nothing. Or does it? If you're happy, nothing needs to change. Feel fantastically flexible, finding freedom frequently, forgoing nonsensical negativity, engaging eloquently, illuminating everything in enigmatic energy. Love your enemy. Life isn't worth living unless it includes the freedom to make mistakes. The yellow brick road is yours to take. Okay. I wake and I wonder when I wake. The only real failure in life is not being true to the best one knows. No matter how it goes, it begins and ends. When? Life. Enjoy it. Because no one knows. Okay. And it's just, that's my kind of like style, like, and it's, go on.
You know, I was going to say, like, there's, have you met Nomadic, the bar?
Of course I know Nomadic.
Yeah, like, it's very enjoyable to listen. Like, there's I think because you've got a nice, I think you know your voice and you like the way you perform it just makes it just so indulgible, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's a real word. Let me guys know.
Yeah. That's right. We make it a new word. We can make up words. We're poets.
Like, I feel like you got a voice that I can just close my eyes to. If that makes sense. And
Appreciate
you can just like just enjoy the sound, but also because you know your voice and then the way you write. And then you've got this nice use of pauses as well. I don't know if that's like, again, like, I don't know if it's intentional or that's just how you naturally do it. But like, yeah, it's just very, like, I've had to learn that. Like but it seems so natural for you.
Yeah, no, it's not though. Yeah. This is what you asked me before.
Yeah.
This is it. You see, when you go, I've had to learn it too. So I want people to know, like, what you may see within me and other people as well as confidence and resilience. I still get butterflies, B. Okay. I still get scared every time I go on stage.
Oh, really? Okay.
Every single time, bro.
So confident, though,
but that's what people don't understand. I shit my pants. Sorry for the language.
No, it's
but
cool,
bruv, I'm scared every time I do a show.
That's beautiful.
I had my show the other day, my own personal show. My heart was in my stomach in a cab on the way there. Like, and that's it for me.
I feel like that's the right way to go about it, because I think you can transmute that energy into your performance. Like, I think if you're not feeling those butterflies before you perform, I feel like there's not something wrong, but like it just means it's really important. That moment is more important.
Yeah, it's very important to you. And then it's almost like fight or flight. You know what happens in fight or flight? You could do amazing things.
Fight or flight.
Yeah, you could do amazing. That's when mums can pick up cars and you can do. If you're fighting for your life, you're gonna fight a lot. If you're just fighting for whatever, do you know what I mean? But that what I think meta. That's what it is. Yeah, the only way I can beat those butterflies to start because it's the truth coming out. is by being prepared.
Okay.
That's what I urge other poets. That's a note I could give to you. Because the more prepared I am, the less chance I have of, I still fall and falter. You know, like sometimes you forget your lines and stuff, and I've got people need to click to remind me. Yeah. But because I've been doing it so much, I've been doing it on the bus, at home with the bees or whatever, it's become second nature. So if I didn't do what I do, the amount of rehearsing, my butterflies would mess me up, and they have messed me up in the past.
Okay.
I've messed up big time in the past, and I only have myself to blame. Like, you know, when I've had a stick stage and I wanted to, and I've got a great poem, and I know it's hitting, like some of the stuff you've heard, I've messed up both of them poems before.
Yeah, I mean, I've messed up all my poems.
Do you know, that's what I'm saying to you. Yeah. So you're receiving a polished version here. Yeah. And you're saying, yeah. Like, that wasn't even edible. Like, it was full of salt. It was full of this. That was bellyache. That would have given you the runs like a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, now it's digestible, you know?
But, you know, it's like kind of cool. I think I was watching the podcast with Abdullah at Soft Spoken, and yeah, he says like some events, you can treat some events as like, you know, ways to workshop pieces. So there's some events that poets go to that kind of like how comedians go to like other smaller comedy clubs to test new material, and then the bigger events, then they kind of like have that polished thing ready by the time they have to perform. But yeah, like I think some poets do where they work it out. It may be the first time they're performing it, or they memorized it, or they're just trying to try out a few lines and see if that works. Yeah. So I think that's also important as well. Like, you don't have to, like, you know, the scratch night I'm doing, like, it's just about people showing unfinished stuff, getting feedback, and getting advice on like where it can go and stuff like that. So it's also really cool to be. I think do you listen to Gary V, the guy that gives out? Gary V, he's like a social media guy, but he's like a millionaire. But Gary V says like, if you're not failing, you're not doing it right. Like, you can't be scared to fail, and it's only through failure that we learn our lessons, you know, in certain things. So yeah, it's I think what I've learned from mistakes I've done is like to slow down, and I think when you
beautiful note,
it is right. Especially when I've always been conscious of my voice, but slowing it down helps me, but also helps the audience. You know, it's beneficial for both of us, and stuff. So is there anything that you've learned in your journey where like you've learned something useful?
What you just said, so definitely slowing down. What I said about rehearsing and stuff, but then what you said about being possessed, like all of these things all go together. But prepare. Once you prepare enough, you should be all right. Anything can happen, but it's good for you still. Yeah. Enjoy it. Remember why you wrote it, because coming up to a show, like I said, I had butterflies and everything. I'm thinking about everything but the piece. I'm about how it's going to be received. Am I going to mess up? Is everyone going to be there? Is it going to be delivered at a certain time? Are they going to It's always, I'm always thinking negative stuff. Like with that butterflies, it's just sometimes I'm not thinking. I'm just scared, and I don't know. I'm saying to myself, stop being butterflies. But if I now go back to just like the Bernie Mac, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. Enjoy it. Try your best to enjoy it. Try to remember why you wrote the piece, what you're trying to do with the piece, and the best thing you can do for yourself is engross yourself in the piece. Yeah. The more in the piece you are, the more you'll be able to pull other people into the piece. Okay. It's so mad, because the less in the piece you are, the more in the audience you are, the less the audience will be involved in what you're doing. And the audience, it doesn't matter what the audience is. The audience could be like you just now when you listen to my poem. I really liked that. I really received that. That gave me energy. And as poets and as human beings, what we're sharing is part of our souls. Yeah. So we're open, and so, you know, like if you open your eyeball, a fly can fly in. You know, like, or you could just be okay, you know? So it's just that preparation, being aware that your story is yours. There's no right or wrong. Yeah. There is no right or wrong for your poetry. It's not a script. It's not a song. It's your words. So no one else knows how it's supposed to be. Only you know how it's supposed to be. So you do it how you want to do it. And don't be worried about anything other than that. I mean, receive good energy, receive the other, understand stuff, but just don't be afraid. Just look yourself in the mirror and that's it. Recite it. Tell yourself you got this. Go out on the branch limb. Lawrence Olivier, I heard an interview of him, like, for this actors thing. Actors, yeah. When you want to act, just act. If you're gonna be like I don't know, a cripple, be crippled. If you're gonna be angry, be angry. Do it. Don't wait. Do it. Don't be like, oh, I'm angry. No, be angry. You know.
Yeah.
And do it. So whatever it is you're doing, if you're reserved, you're reserved. Shani Gill's got an amazing style.
Yeah. I love Shani's writing style as well as.
Yeah. I like both.
Yeah.
Both. As an artist, when I first saw, I was like that, and I saw her at BYOB. And then she said to me, she's very still and everything. And she said to me, "Nah, I like your confidence. But different strokes for everybody."
Yeah.
I digest her stuff so well, like, and it's just be who you're gonna be and deliver how you're gonna deliver, and that's enough. So that's my advice.
Yeah.
Just do it. Don't be scared. Just do it. Look at in a positive way, any narcissistic or arrogant person that's out there that's doing their thing, like the 50 Cents, the Kanye's or whatever, don't be afraid to do your thing because everyone else is. So do your thing. Yeah. The right people will listen.
That's true. And you saying, you asked me on your podcast, about powerful poetry moments. Like Shani's set, she did at Poetics. Like me and RVJ was like she killed it that time. Shani is amazing. I can't. Yeah, she performed at my event the other day as well. She's done the card one, which she done on my show as well. But I can't explain it. Like being the person who I am, and I'm sure it happens for you as well. Being a poet and bearing my soul certain times. When I see other people bare souls or bring good energy and stuff, it just like I just get sucked all the way into their vortex, all the way in. And it's like I'm just there with her, the words, and then it's like the words are hitting me like waves, or like splash, and then the stillness, and then the energy, and then it's just like I'm just there, and it's that same thing that we spoke about the movies. I get from good poets. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
They take me away.
That makes me want to ask. So you asked me this question on yours. Is there a piece of poetry, like a type of poetry that you don't like, or
I don't like when people grandstand too much. I don't mind if you're, because there's a style of poetry that is like this, and if it's like this, it's okay. But what about today? Like, and at first I didn't like that. Like, because it's double-edged sword, because there's some people who perform in that fashion, and it works for me. Yeah. But there's some who come in and they just like they've come in and rather than finding their own voice, they've decided to just latch onto that. Yeah,
that's like the template.
It's a template they do, and that's what I don't like. I'm like, that's not your voice.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just not your voice. You're just like, and I saw the sun, and the sun was bright, white. Yeah.
How now?
How? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So because there's poets that do it, and then they'll change the word. Like, it was sunshine, that was fine. I died. I refined a way to live. Because life is good. And if they do stuff like that, cool. Yeah. Because now you got you on the edge. Like they're switching it up. I do like poets that switch up flows sometimes. Yeah. And that is something that I would like to try to do more. Yeah. If there was anything I'd like to try to do more, but I want to make sure I'm possessed first. Okay. Because if I'm possessed, it's a problem for everybody. When I say it's a problem for everybody, because I love people, I love human beings, but if I'm possessed, it's like, if I'm possessed, man, the pieces I've got are like, if I'm possessed, if I allow myself to let them do what the way I wrote them. Yeah. Like, even me, I'm like, I do poems sometimes in my room, and I'm like, whoa. Because it's just me, I'm not scared of anyone. So I give it what it's supposed to have. Yeah. But sometimes when I go for I give it, but sometimes I'm scared. Should I swear? Should I not swear? Should I? Like, there's... Yeah. You can be in a moment depending on with swearing in poetry. I don't mind swearing in poetry. I think it depends if it helps people. If you can get the thing across without the swearing, that's fine as well. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just like decorations. You just like ornate them. What's the right word? Yeah, adorn them. Yeah. I've got a few different poems. Obviously, you want to share some again? You want another one? Yeah. I mean, let's see. Yeah. We've got some other topics we can touch on after. All right. I do this. I do Scream first, and I'll do How We Look afterwards. But I won't do it straight after we have a conversation. I'll do How We Look afterwards. And the reason being, you'll understand the Scream one. I won't do it all the way out. Okay. But this is another reason. Yeah, you'll need to take them off if I do it all the way out. But I'll try and be possessed, but I don't know how possessed I'll be.
Cool.
Sometimes I want to scream, but I don't, because people will think I'm mad. Well, I am a bit, but isn't everyone? Doesn't everyone have a moment when they don't give a shit? A moment of madness when enough is enough, where the going gets tough and the tame get rough, where you just want to let it out. Scream and fucking shout. Like in the Green Mile. Release the tension from life. Problems compile. Pressure bust pipes. And we don't get to do what we like. And we don't like what we get to do. Sometimes I want to cry. Don't ask me why. I just do. Does that ever happen to you? Things get too much. Your eyes give up and start to erupt. I choose to man up. Take my feelings and tuck way down deep. Soul to soul. Keep on moving. Don't stop like the hands of time. It's better to address your feelings. More time, I subdue mine, which isn't good for the mind, or the heart, or the soul. And it causes me to lose control. Sometimes I want to scream. Ah! At the top of my lungs. And wait for the feds to come and fuck some up before they fuck me up and throw me in the back of the truck and remind me that I'm shit out of luck. Because believe, the struggle is real. And that causes me to feel the next emotions. Sometimes I want to cause a commotion. Release my feelings wherever I am. Throw my toys out the pram. Act like a child. Forget I'm a man. Hard for you to understand if you're not a man. Because if you're not, you can. Cry when you want. Lose it, then prove it wasn't your fault. Hormones or age. If it's me, it's just rage. I've learned how the game's played. Sometimes I want to scream, but I don't. Yeah. So for me, right?
Yeah.
That there's a couple pieces bits in there, like the singing of "Keep on Moving," don't stop till the time.
I like that bit.
And then the scream.
Yeah.
So I certain times haven't committed to it. So when I've done it, I haven't committed to it. I've been like, keep on moving. Like,
Okay.
but when I've committed to it, it sounds so much better. It gives it what it's supposed to have. Like when I haven't been scared that I can't sing, but it doesn't matter if I can sing or not. It's just a little piece of the thing. But when I tell myself, "Oh, you can't sing, don't sing," like take it down. You're not a singer. You're a poet. I imposter syndrome in front. But when I was like, I don't care if I sound like and actually sing like keep on moving. Don't stop like the hands of time. I felt that. You feel that.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean about going and doing the Olivia thing and doing what you think. Doesn't this have to be swearing or certain other thing? Just doing what you're supposed to do.
Just leaning into it, because there's times I did that piece with the music references. Like some lines I sing, some I just say. And I've had the same thing. But
awesome piece, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much.
I can't wait to watch it back, by the way. No, I really did enjoy that. I can't wait to watch that back.
That's great. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Like what I like about what you're doing is like I've noticed like your poetry is so very conversational. Like I feel like you're talking to me or us, like as the audience, and some poems like remind me of that they're poems, but the poems that I appreciate are the ones that feel like they're like conversations, and I feel like you're just someone giving someone like advice or time, you know what I mean?
I think that's my style.
Yeah, and some poems can come across preachy, some can just come across like less energetic. But I think also you imbue a lot of your personality in it as well, which helps it become more like there's more captivation in it. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So that's really cool.
It's like that's what I found for me as well. Because like we both have got that acronym, Poetry Saved Our Lives.
Yeah.
It is about my voice being heard.
Yeah.
How I feel being heard. This is what it is for me. And then, like I said, because like maybe be helping someone else with what I've been going through and stuff. So, although it's an art form for everyone, there's different people use it for different mediums.
Yeah.
me is primarily therapy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and understanding my place in the world and understanding how the world affects me and then how it connects with other people as well. All of these things. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is for me. So you'll always find that kind of like reflective, self-analytical, kind of like conversationalist kind of thing within there. I want to help other people. I want people to learn from my stuff. But also I want people to know that I'm not just this big black guy who looks like a certain way. I'm vulnerable as a motherfucker. I swear, people won't believe it.
I wanted to say, like, is there a poem that you've written that's like dedicated to either yourself or to someone else that you don't share, and that's just for you personally? Like, because that poets do write pieces for themselves.
Is there? There's like, I'll share it with you now. It's in my phone, so I don't know it off by heart.
Yeah.
But it's stuff that I just write, just like for myself, reflectively.
Okay.
Like, and sometimes it's just to break the monotony of the day. Yeah. Sometimes it's just like, because it's in me, it's coming out, it's a nuance. It's like I look at something and I want to say, I've got this on my chest, I want to get off my chest. Yeah. And it's just, and then other times it's like, you know, I like my phone, but I like penmanship. Okay, I do. Yeah, I like the craft of penmanship still. Yeah, for sure. So sometimes it's just like being able to write words from here and it's going down on the page, and sometimes it's actually absolute crap. Yeah. Like, sometimes it's rubbish, but yeah, there's stuff that I've written down and I just don't, they're not necessarily for anybody, but just to get off my chest. The pieces that people don't hear, that are for me, sometimes don't make it to phone or paper. Sometimes they're just like, you know, like thoughts in your head. Yeah. So I'll have a thought like about whatever situation. It could be about the birds or a situation in the news or whatever. Yeah. And I'd write a piece and I'd be like, I'd connect it poetry. I'd be like, well, people are dying. Well, that ain't nice. Life ain't nice. And it's just go on from there. But I'd have it in my head, it'd be really poignant. And I'd be like, yeah, that's good. Like, I'll write some more on that. And then I'd say, I'm going to write that down later, but I just lose it. Okay. If I don't write it down, I just lose it. But I think those are for me, and those pieces remind me of my capabilities. That it is not everything has to be performed. Yeah, it is therapeutic. And it's something. This is fundamental to my life. I love it. Yeah, it's necessary to say things in a certain way. I mean, words are the most powerful thing. That's another thing you said about my pauses. Yeah, taking your time with your words. These words, we wrote every single word for a reason. So when I hear poets like brrr, I don't like that. Yeah, because I can appreciate you can go fast and stuff. But I want to hear what you said and why you said it. Yeah. And some words need to be left in the air. Like literally left in the air. Let it linger. Yeah. Let it linger to the point where you could even like do a Bugs Bunny moment where you say a word and you're there, you're looking at the clock and everyone's doing you just look. I want to do a poem like that where I let a word linger to a mad point, to the point where people are like, what's going on? Like, and then I come back in. Okay. Do you know what I mean? I think that's a beautiful.
Pauses is powerful.
Yeah, command of the art. Yeah. I got a piece, that I wrote for myself. That piece I wrote for myself is only seen the light of day because I'm a poet, but that was for me. Like, I wrote it for myself and I got off my chest. And when I got off my chest, it was cool. Yeah. But I performed it like at least 4 or 5 times. But I was so cool. Yeah. And it was like, because I couldn't believe it. I was working in West End. And people was like, I'm there, and I was open. I was working in prayer, like security. Like, how you doing? I'm polite as a mofo. And people still looking at me funny. I'm like, what the fuck did I do to you?
It's London, man. It's just London, though. Like, it's a hostile space. It's a nice space, but it's a hostile place.
Yeah, but I was born and raised, but still, don't make it right. It don't make it right.
It don't make it right. It's just been normalized. It's like, when you watch.
It's bad.
Yeah, when you watch like movies in the 80s and it's in New York and hey, I'm walking here.
Yeah, I'm walking here. I'm walking. Man, get the fuck out of the way. What's going on? Yeah.
London's the same. London and New York are so similar.
See, I'm going there soon, man. Hopefully, we're gonna crack open that scene for all of us. I'm going out there.
Wow. Well, what are you going to do? You just trying to like
fuck them up.
Are you just deliberately going to the open mics and just to perform? It's not just a holiday thing.
No, I'm taking my English. I'm taking my English tongue there, and that's a good scene. Yeah. So what are we doing? Are we artists? And if we're artists, I like let the world be our stage.
Yeah. Shakespeare.
Let the world be our stage. And I love Shakespeare. Yeah. That's another. That's that language. Woo! Yeah. That language, like, because I studied as an actor. I don't want to say I know all the classics, but certain Shakespeare plays and watching his rhythm and his language and stuff, that made me fall in love with poetry as well. Yeah. That way of talking to someone, like Romeo and Juliet, the bit where he goes, do you bite your thumb, sir? I do bite my thumb. I don't bite my thumb. You, sir? Do you bite your thumb? Me, no, sir. I bite my thumb still, sir. Like, you're too. They're too. The way they're talking.
When you said that bit, I just reminded me of the Baz Luhrmann Romeo and Juliet with because the guy that played Luigi in the original.
Yeah. The whole energy.
Yeah, like even the whole dance he does with the two guns. Yeah. Like
beautiful.
Like
beautiful.
Or the is it the commissioner? It's like drop your mistempered weapons. Like
rebellious subjects, enemies to peace, profaners of this naval stage still. Will they not hear? What ho, you men, you beasts, that quench the pernicious rage, what issue from your purple fountains from your veins.
Love this, man.
Drop your pernicious, I know the line, I've done the fucking thing. Drop your mistempered weapons to the ground and hear the rule of your moved prince. Like, bruv, Romeo and Juliet, for me, was just the one. I played Prince Iskis. I've done that role. I messed up the lines a bit there. I've done that role, and that just like the way the language is played with and the things that are being said.
Yeah, Jodie says the same thing as well. Yeah,
the way the things are being said, like, and then you've got like Much Ado About Nothing. If you've seen that play or the film with Kenneth Branagh, it's like
I'm not.
Bruv, the wordplay and the language, doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. You could watch that, even if you're from the inner city, don't know nothing about Shakespeare. You could watch it and you could feel that stuff.
Yeah,
it's like you could see where he's going with it, and it's just like the bars.
Yeah, he's got bars.
A Jamaican spitting patois or a New York guy running game. You know that people who can run game because certain man can run game with them. They tell you something, they pour honey in your ear.
Yeah,
like he ran game, bro.
Yeah, no,
ran game.
Yes. Shakespeare's pen is obviously he's the kind of like the benchmark standard of writing, right? Like everyone puts him like up there as well. Him, Rumi, all them people.
Keats and all them.
Yeah. Oh, Keats died at 25. You know, that's mad.
Did he?
Yeah, he died at 25.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, like, but he put so much work out. He's like the poetry Tupac in terms of like Tupac put so much before he died at 25.
Yeah.
Like Keats is like that guy as well.
They're lucky they never had much to do back then though.
Yeah.
Except for write and enjoy them. You know
and do a couple and snort some drugs. I don't know. Poets used to take drugs back then.
People
opium and
take drugs. You know,
snuffs.
like, excuse me, I was surprised about how much drugs were available back in the day that people take these days.
Yeah, it was legal back then.
People take stuff, bro.
Yeah.
People do, but they didn't abuse it back then the way they abuse it now.
Like there's something on Netflix. It's about what I was telling you about Philippine history, like, and how like the Spanish were like colonizing, like even like the friars or whoever the religious people, the
yeah, I know the monks.
Yeah, they would smoke. I don't know what they were smoking, but it was addictive. Like
they were getting high as a motherfucker, and the ones out here were drinking.
Yeah,
you know they made cider and all that stuff. That's where it all comes from.
Opium, all that stuff.
Come on.
Well, we still got time. I wanted to talk about 2020. So I mean, like I like to do some research. So you started your podcast, your YouTube and your podcast channel around 2020. Like, what was the thinking behind that? What made you want to start a YouTube channel or a podcast?
All right, so
for live talks.
So I had quite well, there's nothing to be ashamed of. It was what it was. I was drinking a lot, and a lot of other things going on. I had post America. I had a few issues post America.
Yeah,
life wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. So I came back and I was searching for stuff to do.
Yeah.
That's why poetry saved my life, because I did some poems and I wrote the poems at home and I got to perform them, and that was a energy. So I was working with my team, the voice behind the camera and the wizard who you saw earlier, and we was working on another podcast, and it didn't like really work how it's supposed to work. And they was adamant. He was like, no, do this. You got to do this. No, you'll be great at it. You do it. You got to do this. You'll be great at it. And I was like, imposter syndrome. I wasn't really confident. It's all right. So we did one. It was all right. He did another one. It was all right. If you go back and look at my first few, you could see we're trying to...
It's like on the table and there's too much...
we're tweaking it. The first one got food everywhere. Then we just tried all different ideas.
Yeah.
But after a little while, I realised that it was something that I was good at. But I really, really enjoyed doing, and I've learned so much about myself and other people doing the podcast. So it's just after a few episodes, I realised how valuable it was to me. The money is not on the YouTube channel. The money isn't on the amount of views I get. If you look at my channel, anyone out there, Days, look at my channel. You don't hear me saying what we said earlier. I'm supposed to, but you don't hear me saying that because that's not what it's about for me. I do need you to like, subscribe, whatever. But it's not for it. To me, it was about the person that was in front of me, the conversation we was having, and what we could give to the audience outside. And then what I was getting from the thing was, and as that's grown, it's grown. Even this morning, it felt like I'd done it for ages. It felt so good to talk to you. It feels lovely to talk to you now. This is all. It's podcast.
Connection, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an extension of the poetry for me. It's an extension of that kind of energy.
It all flows from everything I do is from poetry.
Yeah, basically. And it's like we're now having a proper conversation. Yeah. You're asking me questions, intuitive questions about myself, as I did vice versa. Yeah. And to me, it's a no-brainer. That's why my podcast is called Life Talks. In the world, especially in London, we mentioned some stuff in London. We walk past each other. We start, what you looking at? What you looking at?
No one wants to.
No one wants to talk to each other. But people, we need connection. And there's so many beautiful people like yourself and all the people that we've mentioned throughout the show here in London that if you just stopped and just, hey, how you doing? And spoke to them.
Took the time,
Took the time. You'd enjoy them. But we're too busy, like rushing around, then get to where we want to get into where we're rushing to and being depressed or angry or this or that or that.
And we spend so much time, these 9 to 5s being people that we aren't. Like, I mean, like some people are in jobs that they love. But half the time we're just there to, we're trying to live in London. We're trying to pay bills and stuff.
You're living someone else's dream. It's not yours.
You're building someone else's dream. But this for me is like I'm building on something for myself. And a lot of other people like yourself are doing the same thing. And you're doing it for different reasons. It's not like, it's not for the money, but it's to make connections.
Immortality as well, sorry.
Yeah. Immortality, That's it. Okay. Okay. You did
it for connection. Sorry to cut
No, because that resonated with me. So like, I do this for like that kind of thing as well. Posterity. Yeah. Like Life Talks, how did you come up with the name? Is it just because Life Talks?
My people them for it.
Okay.
I talk, like, I just, they just labelled what I was doing.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? They labelled what I was doing, and as we've gone on, cause I don't know, in fact, maybe I was talking, because I talk around a lot, and then I said something, we said that, I said the name, and we were like, use that. Or Life, we call it Life this, Life Talks. It was the voice behind the camera, we added this thing, so I might have said something, and he had this on top, and that's how the name came. Yeah. But it's just been like a real no-brainer, in the sense of, rest in peace, Warren. We'll call him Warren G. He came on our show. He committed suicide not long ago. Rest in peace. But yeah, me too. But the amount of stories and people that we've touched over the 98, almost 100 episodes. Yeah. It's just those 98 stories, sometimes an hour, sometimes 2 hours long, of getting into someone's life. If I could take all that information and use it for myself, it makes me a better person. I can circumnavigate a lot of seas in the world. So. We've immortalised all of these stories along the way. Yeah. There's been Achilles. I don't know, Hector.
Okay, you're going old school like the mythologies.
They used to look. That's what they wanted. They done all their stuff for immortality. So some people are doing stuff for money right now. Once we don't hit a technological breakdown, my money is on the immortality. My money is on someone picking up this show or one of my shows or something we've done online and is looking at it, be able to have a lens into the past, first and foremost, but secondarily be able to have something they can use and stuff. And then austerity, that was Meta, and that was Ayo, and that was what they was doing back then. And now we know, like we could speculate about, doesn't matter, Hitler, like whoever. But we only got the stories that we're being told. Yeah, for sure. There's not much.
It's the reason why I document the poetry scene, because just like with the hip hop scene and like stories from like New York and stuff. There's only certain rappers that were there, and they can tell you stories, but there's no documentation. Like there's no of moments. And the same thing with like just being inspired by Jamal Edwards from SBTV or Posty from GRM.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah. He's a West London boy. Like for me, like I started it out like just documenting my own poetry journey, and ended up being documenting the whole scene. And we need proof that this happens, like for anyone. So like whether I'm gone, it's still going to be floating around on the internet.
Immortality.
Yeah. So it's not just me, it's everyone else. Like all my favorites, like from Mosh, Swavi, RVJ, Haroon, yourself, Ayo, Noor, all these big scoop, like all these names, Temi. I can't name everyone, but I love you guys.
We miss you. We still love you, man.
I love everyone in the scene. There's once we create, if we document it, we have people, we have eyes on it. We have external eyeballs on it, and that will give more opportunities for those people. And if we're gone, anyone that steps in our footsteps in poetry, who does the next big event that's as big as BYOB or Flow Vortex or is as big as George the Poet, like they walk in our footsteps and we pave in the way, and they just need something to reference, or they need to know the history of what we're creating. This is London poetry scene history that we're making, and we're paving the way. So in 50 years, people are going to look back, who's your favorite poet? And they'll be like, I came across this poet called Ayo, and he was talking about you know what I mean? Like we're going to be the ones that they reference. Humble, yeah, you know what I mean? Or I saw RVJ and he was doing a poem about who, being
a Jamaican.
Yeah, about being Jamaican or being in love, who's your favorite poet and why? Suave, because there's no one doing poetry from Zimbabwe or something, there's representation. We represent, and we are we represent people that we have not met and have not yet been born. That's mad, right?
Beautiful. It's beautiful. So, it's beautiful. And like you said, we're paving certain ways, and so this is unlike past historical times.
Yeah,
we're able to document and leave our own mark, opposed to someone else telling our story.
Exactly.
It's for us to tell our stories or to talk and to show the essence of who we are. It's not just because you may only see, apart from these opportunities, you may only see the poet performing on the stage.
Yeah.
You don't have no background insight.
Yeah, you don't have no behind the scenes and stuff.
Yeah, this is definitely behind the scenes.
Exactly. So there's all of that stuff. And I wanted to ask, talking about legacy, for Ayo Fawole, what future project, what do you want to, do you want to drop a book? Do you want to do an audio project? Do you just want to keep creating events?
Okay.
So
first I'd like to say thank you.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you for everything you've done and are doing for the scene. I need to do that. I need to make sure you get your flowers now.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Come on. Give you whiskey if you want to drink with it too.
No, I can't. I don't drink that much these days.
Okay,
you know what I mean? But I'll have water. I'll have lemonade.
Come on. I've got a book coming out.
Okay.
Our book's finished. It's called This Isn't Poetry, It's Therapy. We're fine-tuning that. The book's finished, but I'm just fine-tuning, figuring out how to get it out.
Okay, cool.
By inshallah, it'll be this year. It should have been August. Yeah, it should have been August, but inshallah, it'll be this year. If not, it'll be 2024. Definitely the beginning of 24. But either or, most poems that I'm doing now are extracts from the book. So most poems you'll hear now will be from the book, but I've already started working on the second book.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I started putting the second book together. I want to do an audio book for the first book.
I think if you're going to use your voice, that would be sick.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be me all the way.
Yeah, you're going to get Morgan Freeman or something. Use your voice.
I'm going to do, I've just recently recorded EP.
Oh, sick.
So that EP, with a guy called Son Mansa, he's a producer. He produces beats and stuff, some nice sounds. So we've done it a few weeks back. I'm yet to see what comes back from him.
Okay.
Depending on the levels on there, I'll release the EP prior to the book. I'm on stage soon doing the play. I am writing some other stuff. That's the one in November, right? Yeah, I'm writing some other stuff for myself. Look out for one-man show coming soon, at some point, probably next year. That'll be off the back of the book. Look out for, I'll be collaborating with some well-known poets that coming up. I don't want to say anything about it. Let them things just come to light. The New York poetry scene.
Okay.
If you're not watching this in New York, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? Ayo Fawole is coming, and I'm bringing the rest of London with me. Even if I come first and bring them over afterwards, I'll bring some of you guys back to London, and we do it like that.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. I'm saying it right to the camera right now, so you don't know where I'll go on.
Yeah.
The poet behind the mic.
Yeah.
Now, the poet behind the mic it was supposed to be an online project to start off with, interviewed like this, but then developed into the Project What It Is right now.
Yeah.
So Project What It Is right now is a poet behind the mic is my ode to all you poets, to every poet out there, new, young, whatever, old, established, not established, whatever. You've all got a voice. Okay. So the poet behind the mic gives you, the poet, an opportunity to come along. There's no open mic, but you can DM me, get my number from anybody, and then there's no criteria. Once you're a poet, you can come on. Okay. There's no criteria. But the only thing is I want to book you beforehand, before the actual event. Then you come on, you perform your poetry, and I talk to you about some of the stuff we've spoken about. So I get an insight into who the poet behind the mic actually is. And that's the whole thing, because like, sometimes when we do our events, there's not enough time to have these conversations. There's not enough time to know, like, why did you write this? What did you mean with that word? And when you said shoot down a skeleton, so you vomit the soul up. I'd like be like, what did you mean about that? How did you, when you was thinking about it? So I want the poet behind the mic gives poets an opportunity to show not just their poetry, but who they actually are, why they write certain poetry. It also gives the audience to ask them questions, but also primarily it's like it gives you the time to perform your poetry. I want everyone to feel come there and hone your skill. Come there and do whatever you want, because we'll all be listening, and no one can't, like, sorry to swear, no one can't fuck about, because I'm in the building. Respect the poetry, because I love poetry. Anyone that comes to mess up my poetry, they've got problems.
I mean, then
you know what I'm saying? That's it. They're not. And everyone comes, they've got issues. And everyone comes with their poetry, wants to do poetry. Believe you me, please test me out. You'll receive a big wide open arms. It will be all love. Seriously, please come along. I don't care what level you're at, because we're all human beings. There's no level that is too low. There's no level that's too high. Like, come down to the poet behind the mic, enjoy yourselves, and you will be immortalized. Because I'm filming it for my channel.
That's it.
So I filmed.
That's going to be on your YouTube
channel. So I filmed. I think we've done a 4th episode. So I filmed 4 episodes so far. So everything we do at the poet behind the mic is set in stone for the poets. So there'll be a reference for them. So like yourself, I didn't even realise we'll be documenting stuff as well.
Because that's it. Because I can't do it all. Like, it'd be nice to have people documenting, filming other events and stuff, and you're filming it as well. So I've been saying like platforms need to film their events. So all my events will be filmed, and like that, we'll be able to go back and look at people's progression, and then even go back and look at people who may not have around with us anymore, and they're there, they'll be with us forever. Unfortunately, that's a sad thing as well, like, because the people that you meet, because life happens, man. People come and go, and some people like leave before their time, and it's nice to have footage of them, especially if people are missing them, they can watch it back.
It's important. I think it's important, especially people who play so close in your life and fundamental, like, in your life. I think it's important. That's why I do what I'm doing right now. And it couldn't just be an event for me. It had to be documented as well. And it had to be documented so people can be immortalized. Do you know what I mean? You can etch like Achilles. That's what I said, Achilles. Them man, they etch their thing in time through their
adventures and
adventures.
Well, not accolades, but you know what I mean. What they were trying
aspirations,
to do.
Aspirations, but we can do this now. And that's what I want everyone. You've got a voice, I've got a voice. Let's document. Your history is valid, but only we have to put it down. That's what everything I'm doing is about.
Exactly, and the more that we do this, the more events we do, the more things we film, just even justifies even more people to come be curious about what we're creating in this scene as well. So I think that's really important.
It's a turn, I believe that COVID. Well, not that it changed. It did change my life. I can't say it not changed my life. It was a great turning point for a lot of things, but it was an amazing turning point for poetry. And there's so much more. So much has come out of that time. And it's like the scene here now. It's exploded, man.
That's
exploded. The Metaforecast is an amazing person.
Thank you. You're amazing too.
He's fantastic.
Shout out BYOB.
BYOB, you know, he's fantastic. I want to thank every single person who goes out there and does poetry, who performs poetry, who loves poetry, but everyone on the scene is trying to do their best. I want to thank all of you, because you inspire me all the time. You inspire me all the time. I feel like to be along with you know, like the nerves and the butterflies. People don't see like who I really am and how I draw off other people, but my energy comes through. People receive me right, and then I draw off of them being nice to me. So it's a two-way street. I'm very like full on, but I love it. I get so much more from people. So I just want everyone to know that I get from you as much as you may get from me. God bless you. Love you.
Thank you so much. That's beautiful, man. And make sure you follow him at Ayo Fawole.
Ayo Fawole,
and on YouTube is Ayo Fawole TV.
So it's official Big Ayo on Insta.
Cool.
The poet behind the mic is the Insta for the show.
Okay.
If you want to become on the show, check out the poet behind the mic.
Yeah, I'll have it on the screen right now as we speak.
We've had Shani on there. We've had Poet RS. We've had Big Scoop. We've had RVJ. We've had Noor. We've had who else? We've had Arcadia. We've had Sister Love. We've had that's just like that's only 6 poets I've mentioned. We've had 4 episodes. The last episode had 10 poets on it alone.
Wow.
So we've had loads of people on there. So yeah.
Sick. And yeah, that's it. And then you know me, I'm the Metaphorest. You can catch me at the Metaphorest, the Metaphorest, Instagram and YouTube. And then this podcast is the Metaforecast, the Metaforecast with a F-O, C-A-S-T. Wow, I'm getting confused there. And that's on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube. So peace, man. And yeah, subscribe, like, comment, make sure you follow him, and let's do this thing. I'll see you guys at poetry events. Peace.
Come on!
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, sick. How do you feel, bro?
Yeah, I feel great.
Yeah, man. Sick. I feel like we caught a lot.
Yeah, we done a lot. I talk a lot, though.
No, but you know what? I talk a lot.